Welcome, everybody, to WTC Podcast Episode One, where today we will be discussing and breaking down the issues of illegal file sharing. First topic of today's discussion, the legal issues surrounding file sharing.
I'm Wilson Roberts, speaking today about the legal implications of peer-to-peer file sharing. Peer-to-peer file sharing has become a prominent issue within the recording industry. The issue has brought forward countless legal suits against those using file sharing, as well as the companies that support it. The issue has even reached the federal level with the RIAA versus Napster and MGM versus Grokster decisions. There are many aspects to the legal side of the controversy. Firstly, where do we draw the line? Copyright law says that as soon as a song leaves your head and is put on paper, it is the property of the artist. At this point, the artist controls all aspects of the music. This includes, but is not limited to, reproduction, distribution, display, performances, and derivatives. Currently, the term for a copyright is 70 years. But as Furman professor Dr. John Armstrong explains, there is a lot of controversy with this length of time.
It's hard to say where this is going to go, but there's always a tension going on in copyright law between folks who want to extend the duration of copyrights, typically companies that own copyrighted materials. Of course, it's always in their interest to have that extended, and the classic example is Disney wanting to extend its copyright on Mickey Mouse. So I think there's always going to be that force exerted to extend copyrights, and then I don't know how much pushback there will be to keep the copyrights at their current length, or maybe even to shorten copyrights. But I think in terms of having a really strong economic interest, I think it's all on the side of the extension of copyright. So I guess I'd be a little less surprised if copyrights were lengthened rather than if they were shortened.
One of the big controversies in peer-to-peer file sharing is sampling. The definition of sampling is quite simple, using a piece of copyrighted work in a different piece. But the issue is quite complex. Sampling without permission is technically illegal. However, the severity or how much is owed to the artist depends on how much of the song is used, how popular the song is, and the intention of the sampler. Dr. Armstrong explained the complexity of sampling for us.
My understanding is that the latest with mashups is that the high-profile mashup artist that I'm familiar with is Girl Talk, who's a guy actually, but Girl Talk, you would think would be a prime target for legal action by the recording industry, but to my knowledge, Girl Talk has not successfully been sued for copyright infringement. So it's still really up in the air as to what is the status of mashups, whether they're legal or not. And I think it's an important question because it's become a pretty vital and creative form of music.
When a song is used on the radio, in a movie, in a video game, and so on, the artist is subject to receiving royalties from those who use the piece. The Recording Industry Association of America, better known as the RIAA, has been the most vocal opponent